Hey everyone, welcome to the Two Idiots podcast once again. This is your host Ravi here, and on the other side is my good friend and co-host Ruben.
Hello, everyone. Yeah.
Hey Ruben,
Hi,
how's it
Ravi.
going?
Yeah, fine. Not bad. How's
Yeah,
life?
pretty good. Today is Sunday night, so last few
Yeah.
hours of happiness before Monday starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into it, Ruben. What exciting topic do you have for us today?
We're doing a research, right? For answering some of those, potential investors regarding the existing systems that these branded companies use to
Yeah,
authenticate their goods.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just give our listeners a background. So, folks,
Yeah.
last week Ruben and I reached to a potential venture capitalist in Singapore, and we kind of sent the idea for meta cards and the pitch deck to him. So
Right.
over the weekend he went through it and he came back to us with a couple of questions, and we'll actually discuss those questions in this call.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the first question he had is, what is the purpose of putting physical products on the blockchain, right? Why do you need to NFT
Yeah.
them? What purpose would
Yes.
it
Yes.
serve? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
So the thing is, if you take any asset, it could be on blockchain. So basically, if you look into what's a blockchain,
mm,
blockchain is a network that's decentralized. So anyone can maintain the network by having some sort of hardware. So
yeah.
now the thing is, by putting an existing asset on a blockchain, so there is something called contracts. Contract is like, if you satisfy these requirements
mm,
uh, for a particular kind of
mm,
contract, then you can actually like tokenize, in the sense you can put whatever asset you want into the blockchain,
mm.
but you have to provide the information as stated in the contract, so
Okay.
it meets the requirements.
Okay.
So all the assets that follows the contract will be classified under like one type, basically. So you have this ERC,
Mm,
so on and so forth, that has different contract specifications. So
okay.
now the question to answer is, so why tokenizing, or why converting NFT, converting physical assets into NFT? So now we can take anything, you take your assets, physical assets, where you register it under government. So in India, we know how a hassle it is to like asset verification,
Property.
the property will, and all those things. So it's really a hassle. So
Mm,
then people spend probably billions of dollars every day, every week, every year, on court cases to determine who is the right owner, and then all sort of under table dealings will go on to sway the case in particular direction. So you have all these issues. It's just for property, land assets.
yeah.
So, and then if you take painting, the ownership, to determine the ownership,
Mm,
and then limited edition items, it can be shoes or it can be bags,
mm.
whatnot. So these are all like very basic example that I'm trying to give, so that anyone can relate to the items they are using.
Yeah, makes sense.
So yeah, so these items, when goes on to a blockchain, it will follow certain contract requirements, so that the person who want to buy on the other side will get a visibility about this product. So if it doesn't meet the requirement, it cannot go into the blockchain. So that's the main thing. So once you clear these requirements, you sort of become like a pure asset, with no issues, sort of. So it reduces the risk level associated with your asset.
Mm,
So that's the holistic view of what this technology can do.
okay.
And then compared to what it's being done with the JPEG based NFT approaches. So yeah, you can take, even cars, all your ownership change, all your your service information, all these things, you can structure it, create a contract of itself just to address car ownership, throughout its lifetime, and then you can put them on a blockchain, and it's managed by everyone. So that's the thing, right? So nobody can fake the information, but it has to go through some approved authority who verifies these information that's being put on a blockchain. And then once it goes there, you sort of like confident about the thing. So, I mean, we can just keep talking about similar examples, where we can have hassle-free physical assets if it is on a blockchain. Yeah, I mean, that's the first question. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we also have an example, right, from none other than Nike. Maybe we can bring that up.
Yeah. So, So the Nike, so basically we just Google, right? So I was just Googling to give some real world example of these counterfeit issues that these companies are facing.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's just an article on the internet. So it came, I think, last year. So it's been reported that over 24,000 counterfeit goods are being imported into US, which is of worth 1.3 billion. So these items are seized by US, the border and security, those in charge,
the agency,
department.
Yeah.
So, but these are all the items only they caught. Not sure how many that went through successfully.
Yeah, because counterfeiters are getting very smart, and they're producing like almost exact replicas of the original products.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
It's no
and
more
then Nike put a
cheap knockoff. Yeah.
Yes. Nike put a dollar value to the items, and then it's around like $1.3 billion, just for those items.
Wow.
And then that's huge.
Huge.
Yeah. So considering this money, so they also stated that this money is used to fund illegal activities, which they didn't mention what kind of illegal activities. So it actually goes into the back into the market in a wrong way. And then if we look into like how Nike actually identifies, this is real and this is not real. So it is stated in the article that they are actually using an advanced AI using image processing. It takes the image and then it processes the image using AI, and then it identifies whether it's fake or not. So basically,
That's interesting. Why don't we pull up the article, Ruben, if you have it? I would love
sure.
to see it. Yeah. And I guess this AI software is kind of owned and operated by Nike, right? It's not available to the public.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Sneaker resellers are using AI technology to authenticate sneakers. And, from a personal experience, I remember back in 2013, I went to buy shoes somewhere in Singapore. That time I was in university, and I was looking for heavily discounted pairs. But there was this one pair which was 80% off. It was a pair of Adidas sneakers. And I was not confident of whether like such a heavily discounted item is original or not. And the only way back then to authenticate it was through a barcode inside the shoe, in the tongue of the shoe. Yeah, and I think you had to go to Nike's website and key in the barcode, and then the website would tell you if it was real or not. But I just couldn't help but think that this is not a very secure way of authenticating it. The counterfeiters can very easily copy these barcodes and replicate them, right?
Yeah. So actually, we can walk into any Nike store, pick a shoe, and then get the barcode information.
Yeah, just take a
then
photo.
Create similar barcode, and then you can just rip it off.
Yeah, and you can do the same thing to QR code, right? You can take a photo and you can just replicate it somewhere.
A QR code, when you scan, it will show what is the metadata of the code. So it's easier. Yeah.
Got it. So, a question I have here is, how exactly would we put these items on the blockchain? I guess we have to attach some kind of a chip, right? Can you walk us through the process?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing is you have to tokenize your assets. So tokenizing the asset in the sense, you upload the asset information into a blockchain, convert that into NFT, and then upload that into blockchain. So just to give an example, so actually we recently launched this brand, right? The Minted.
Yeah.
So where we will be selling NFT tagged assets.
T-shirts,
So
yes.
we are actually starting off with shirts. Yeah.
Yep.
So
Limited edition shirts. Just want
yes,
to add that.
yeah, limited edition shirts basically. So now the idea for this is, just give me a second.
Yeah, sure.
Once the item goes to the blockchain, so we have like 5 different items here. So under the minted shirts, so we have 5 different to cater for 5 different sizes, but all black, all printed minted, and all gets an RFID inside.
Okay.
So and then each we are launching 20 units of each. So 20 different people can own this asset, you know, at any given time. So currently it's all owned by this particular address.
Okay.
So which is under me basically currently. So so here it will give you the asset transaction information. So you can imagine this as a shirt, or you can imagine this as a car, or you can imagine this as a limited edition watch or bag or whatnot.
Okay.
So now as a manufacturer of the product, so this guy will actually create. So let it be Nike, or let it be Rolls Royce, or let it be any you know, anyone. So the source should be from the manufacturer.
Okay.
So after that, every time someone agrees to buy or sell the item, they should expect an asset transfer. So this asset should be transferred from to someone else.
Okay.
So if not, then it doesn't actually like mean that, you know, the guy who is selling you is not the owner of the product basically.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. So now we have one secure link using RFID that is stitched as a part of this shirt.
Okay.
That links the shirt to this chain. I mean, to this item. So let's say that you go buy this item from this website. So you should expect an asset transfer from this address, the current owner, to whoever is buying it.
Got it.
So you should also input your you know, your ID, basically your crypto wallet address, public address.
Got it.
Once that will facilitate the asset transfer, so you will own it. So next time when you scan it, you can show it to whoever questions the authenticity. Okay, so this is, you scan, and then it shows that it goes to this platform where you can see that, okay, so this address is you, you know, the current owner is you, instead of something else.
Yeah.
So that will complete the circle basically.
Okay. Interesting. And you know, just to let our listeners know, you guys can go in and place orders for these shirts. These are limited edition shirts. How many shirts in a size, Ruben? 20, right?
Yeah, 20 shirts in a size. You can buy only one item from each size currently.
Okay, and it's available for a low price of 49 Singapore dollars. So
yeah, I mean, there is a lot of work involved in this one, so it's just not any shirt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, feel free to use the link to place an order. Ruben will be happy to fill it out for you.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I guess, Roman, the concept is the same for any product you were saying, right? Like let's substitute a painting in place of the shirt.
Yes,
so the painting will
yes.
have an RFID behind it or in the
Yes.
frame, and you can like flip out the MetaCards app that you created.
Yeah.
And basically scan the information on the painting to understand
this
who
one.
the, okay, this is the app.
It will show some sort of information like this.
And who the owner is will be shown as well, right?
Yeah, if you click on NFT info, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of ground to cover. I think some amount of regulation is required from the side of government, but this is a very interesting technology, and it can definitely reduce the amount of, you know, like fake goods and
counterfeit. So basically, we are not trying to get into the hype of this NFT. So in the long run, it's trying to address the counterfeit issue.
Yeah.
So Yeah. So the idea is to apply this to any kind of platform. So let's say you sub-rent your house, sub-rent your house,
Yeah.
or yeah. So basically, when you do a sub-renting, subletting, you are not part of government's regulation, because you as a owner, you are actually for a while letting someone to use your place.
Yep.
So for these kind of applications, which Airbnb falls under this, you can use blockchain instead of paying a lot of money as a commission to platforms like Airbnb. So I mean, you have a lot of opportunities to explore for this one in the long run. So yeah.
So that's basically the decentralized network, right? Instead of consolidating power and data in the hands of Airbnb, you're kind of distributing the fees and the data within the entire network, right?
Yeah.
That's where the term decentralized comes from.
Yes.
That's an interesting use case. I'm curious to know how that develops in the future.
So yeah, I mean, the future will be more different in the blockchain world. So now the crypto market is crashing, but the things that are good enough will rebound back. So I think the Bitcoin,
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, there is a term for this in business. It's called creative destruction,
Yes.
Yeah, like first something is created and there's a lot of hype around it. And then, that gets destroyed and something useful is born out of it. So, yeah. So I guess even though all this NFTs is a bubble and cryptos are a bubble, the technology behind it is really exciting and useful.
Yes.
It has a lot of real world use cases like we've been discussing this far.
Yeah. Even the lawyer fee that these companies pay, so lawyer fee, you have all these complicated contracts that tells them where could someone go wrong, and then you can actually corner them at that point. So all these things can go under blockchain. You have set of contracts, then basically blockchain can take care of those kind of issues. So you could consider integrating AI, which is quite smart of a lawyer, with the contract a set of regulation. So this AI should follow the regulations mentioned in the contract. So when these two guys get together, you're creating some sort of a smart contract, which is like AI contract, and then that follows set of rules. So you reduce your dependency on people like lawyers in future. So yeah.
And Ruben, I just want to tell you about this interesting use case that came up last year, I think, fourth quarter of 2021. So, one of the original copies of the US Constitution came up for sale. Did you read about that?
No.
Okay. So usually, I think there are a finite number of copies of the original US Constitution, right? And most of these copies are owned by either, billionaires or rich families or museums in the US.
Yeah.
So recently, a family that owned one of these originals, they went through some financial trouble and they decided to sell their copy to raise money.
Okay.
So, a group of people, normal everyday working class citizens like you and I, they came together last year and they kind of formed kind of a group, a decentralized group, and they all pitched in money together and they made a bid for the US Constitution in the auction. So the idea was if they won the bid and they got ownership of the Constitution, everyone who has contributed money, their details will be on the blockchain, including the percentage ownership. So it can easily be verified that this so and so person owns 10% of the Constitution and so on.
Yeah.
But the unfortunate.
So just imagine all the legal hassles you have to go through if you want to put something like this together without blockchain.
Yeah, it definitely makes it more challenging.
Yes.
But the sad part was this group actually lost the auction bid.
Okay.
And who ended up winning the bid? It was this very infamous guy, Ken Griffin of Citadel Capital, the guy caught up in the GameStop saga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the one who went and ended up buying a Constitution copy.
Okay. Okay. Nice.
I mean, he just paid a few million. It was, just small change for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So eventually, those guys will sell it back at higher price. Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, because 10 years down the line, the value of it will increase, right?
Yeah.
All right. That was a great discussion, Ruben. I really learned a lot and had fun talking to you.
Yeah.
Um,
Thanks for questions. Yeah.
Yep. That's it for tonight, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed
And then
it.
the link for the shirt will be in the description. Just go buy it if
Yes.
you're in Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for reminding, Ruben. At the moment, this is only open to people in Singapore. But if you live outside of Singapore and you're interested, just reach out to us, leave a comment in the video. We can, I mean, the reason we are restricting to Singapore is because we don't know accurately how much the transportation cost is. Is that right, Ruben? The
Yes. Yes.
shipping cost is. But if you're interested in buying, don't hesitate to reach out. We can work out the shipping fee together.
Yeah.
All right. I hope you guys had fun, as much fun as I did. We'll come back to you with more interesting episodes. Thank you very much. Signing off, this is Ravi and Ruben on the other
Thank
side.
you, Ruben. Yeah.
Take care. Bye.